Coming up on this episode of Up for Debate, we're going back to a classic bit, so classic we've only done it one other time. It's This or That. This time, Matt's going to have to answer my either-or questions. Look at he's thrilled about it. He had no idea. It's going to be great. Stick around because it's This or That on this episode of Up for Debate. This is Up for Debate, episode number 69, recorded December 8th, 2016. This or That, round 2. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Up for Debate, the show that is either great or wonderful. I'm Sean Jennings, joined, as always, by my co-host or friend. No, I think it's both. It's Matt Mariani.
Hey, Mr. Sean. Is this or that again, huh?
It's this or that. Honestly, I was trying to
dig into the old vault.
What we could possibly do, and I was looking through some old episodes, and I'm like, oh, we did this or that. And I think it works better on this short format because, you know, we can just hit a couple of them and have a nice discussion. And I remember you asked me some really good questions. So I said, it's my turn to ask Matt some questions.
All right. I'm definitely up for that. I mean,
you're up for that debate?
How long ago was that?
It was
this or that.
You know what? It probably would have been smart of me to look. Probably about 6 months or a year ago.
Oh, wow.
It was a while back. For sure.
All right. I mean, I'm as ready as I'll ever be. I guess.
I promise they're not too bad. I've got a couple that we'll have some discussion around, and then we're going to end the show with a lightning round, where you're gonna do them rapid fire. But
sounds good.
I'm excited to hear your answers.
Yeah. Before the show, for our listeners out there, Sean told me we would be doing a throwback today, and it was a special throwback. He was not going to inform me. He's not going to tell me at all what the special throwback was, and my mind immediately ran over to the our special story episode. If you guys remember that mistake,
they don't.
Yeah. So I'm really glad it wasn't that. I'm glad that it was.
We can do that if you want instead. We don't have to do this or that.
No. I think I'm pretty okay with the this or that. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do this or that.
This or that. I love it.
This or that.
And I'll quickly mention we don't always stream live on Facebook, but I decided why not today. So we're streaming live right now on Facebook.com/UpForDebateTV. You should follow us there because it'll kind of buzz your phone when we go live with these tapings. If you are watching live, I highly recommend that you comment. I'll be watching the Facebook page. If you have an opinion on a this or that, we want to hear about it. And if you comment, we'll talk about it on the show. Maybe. I don't guarantee that, but we might.
We'll try.
We'll try. That's the best we can do. All right, Matt, you ready for your first one?
Yeah, I was just thinking of Yoda for a second. Do or do not. There is no try.
And on that note, Matt, you were a teacher, an educator, a shaper of young minds.
A sheeper?
Shaper. Shaper.
Is that a word?
Yes, that's a phrase.
That's
a shaper of you shape minds. I've heard teachers describe it that way. Sculpt minds, a sculptor of minds. Yeah, I guess that sounds a little better.
That to me, that makes me think of a guy sitting at one of those sculpture wheels with he has a brain, and the brain is on the sculpture wheel, and he's putting it all.
See, and now all I'm thinking of is the Hello Lionel Richie video where the blind girl is doing the clay bust of Lionel Richie's head. That looks
like a chia pet. No, he's making it out of clay.
It does look like a chia pet.
Looks like a giant chia pet. Yeah,
it does. And let's be real, I would buy a chia pet Lionel Richie. I'm just putting that out there.
You would make a good chia.
As a sculptor of young minds, I'm going to make you choose, and I want to make this clear. You cannot take both. You have to choose one or the other.
This or that.
This or that. And it is STEM.
Choose this.
STEM education or the arts.
Oh.
Now, I know there's this bullshit STEAM thing
where
they try
I was just going to say, can STEAM be a third option?
Absolutely not. That's bullshit, and I will not stand for it. This is the tough decisions. I want you to choose one or the other.
I'm thinking.
And I want to remind everybody at home that Matt is... Well, here, while you're thinking, I'll give a bit of context. If you're not familiar, STEAM is science, technology, engineering and mathematics. It is a push in our schools to teach kids math because we don't apparently do that anymore, and to get them into technology jobs. In some places, that comes at the expense of art programs that are in many places being cut back, like music or art or gymnasium, I don't know, other such art things that schools don't do as much anymore. Matt, you teach social studies, which is not really, I guess, considered either. Maybe an art. I guess it's not really either.
No, it's not STEM. It's not. It doesn't really comfortably fall in with either one of those subjects you described. But I view social studies always as kind of a combination. I treat it as a combination of all of the subjects in a way, because you apply math skills when you're reading a map, figuring out like the distance. Just an example, a small example, figuring out the distance between 2 points on a map. You read a lot of maps in social studies, and sometimes I ask kids to do that. I integrate English when every time they write anything, you're integrating English, grammar and syntax, and all of that. Science can be a little bit difficult, but I think with the right mindset, you can integrate some science into your social studies, especially when you're talking about like climate, different regions of the world, because geography is part of social studies. So I always view it as like kind of a combination of all of the three. But back to the issue between,
you
I gotta go. If I have to choose one, I'm gonna go with STEM. I'm gonna pick STEM because I think that it. And now, granted, if you do STEAM, then everybody wins.
But that's not the choice. That's not the choice.
That's not the game we're playing here. If I had to choose one to now, are you saying to choose one to just keep? Are you going to keep one in your program and then eliminate the other completely?
I will. Well, you can view it how you want.
What's the choice?
I would give you that. Let's say you're based on the grade you teach. And you're an administrator, and yes, you only have the budget to teach one or two to the other, one or the other to the students.
So essentially, one's kept in the program, and the other one is trashed.
Correct.
Just thrown out.
And we'll assume for the sake of the
by
argument
arts, you're saying like arts is also art, music. What are the other arts?
Theater,
music, art, and theater. Any kind of art. I see what you're saying. And the reason I say to keep STEM in the program is because the other option, the arts programs are more conducive to be co-curricular activities. You could have like an art club. You could have where the kids learn art. You could have a music club or a band. Band is actually at my school, band is an after-school co-curricular activity. I don't really think. I mean, you could have like a robotics club or like a computer programming club, but you're going to get a much smaller niche of kids, obviously, joining the clubs. I think you'll have a much smaller percentage of kids joining the robotics club than you will getting them to join the theater club. I think just a lot more kids will come out for theater and band and the arts if it's an after-school activity rather than the robotics club. You're going to get like your numbers aren't going to be high there, and if your numbers aren't high, I just feel like the positions that can come from STEM, like the future that kids can get from STEM. I picture like the kid who's sitting in the STEM classroom and he gets inspired one day and he never really saw himself going down the path of computer programming, we'll say. But he gets like just totally inspired by what his teacher's doing and the content that they're learning. And like he wants to all of a sudden become a computer programmer. He is going to get a larger boost in society, post-graduation than a student that is, totally inspired by band, or say the kid who's inspired by band, and like he'll go on and he'll have a cool skill like playing a musical instrument, but I don't think that I think there's much more of a demand in society from a pragmatic point of view for STEM positions than there are for the arts. So I'm going to go ahead and say we keep STEM, and we keep the arts as well, but we open up some co-curricular options with that.
Okay, fair enough. I
Coming right out of the gate with the tough questions.
Well, I honestly, I genuinely want to hear your opinion on it, because for me, it's I agree with you that obviously STEM does create a better future in terms of pure salary and opportunities, but I do have just a strong belief in the value of arts and arts education in our society. Obviously, I realize this is an either or question; you can't have both, and so if you have to choose one. But I would say, and maybe I'd expand the premise a little bit, and I'd say, arts education at younger ages and STEM education at older ages, especially in secondary, post-secondary education, I think STEM can kind of be expanded on a lot more than, say, art would be. But I agree with you. I think it's just a byproduct of society that STEM is where it's at, So. Good. All right, you ready for another one? We got a completely different direction.
Ready.
Completely different direction here. Matt,
okay.
Will Smith, is he a better actor or a better rapper?
Oh, rapper, totally.
Oh, you didn't even hesitate. You didn't even think.
Didn't even hesitate.
What is that?
His rhymes are sick. His rhymes are so sick. Fresh Prince. Fresh Prince is the absolute classic. But what's the other one about, like, my parents are mad at me? Parents just don't understand.
Well, here we go. So
you haven't seen that one?
So top songs from Will Smith you would probably know.
Yeah.
Getting Jiggy with It.
Oh, yeah.
Miami. Wild Wild West.
Yep.
Men in Black.
Wild Wild West. Yep. Men in Black theme.
And then some of his later stuff, that Will 2K, Freaking It, Black Suits Coming, Nod Your Head, the theme from Men in Black 2.
Parents Just Don't Understand isn't on that list?
Because he did it with DJ Jazzy Jeff. But yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yep. Parents Just Don't Understand.
Was Will Smith?
Well, it was because that was when, like, Miami and Getting Jiggy with It, he was Will Smith. But Parents Just Don't Understand was the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, okay. It was a collaboration.
It was.
I see. Yeah, no, that was too easy.
Really?
Obviously,
you're not giving. But you have to remember, Will Smith starred in such two-time Oscar nominee. Will Smith. He acted in movies like Independence Day, Bad Boys, Men in Black, Enemy of the State, The Legend of Bagger Vance, Ali, in which he was nominated for an Academy Award. I Am Legend, Hancock, The Karate Kid, Annie, Focus, Concussion, Suicide Squad. Well,
his son was in The Karate Kid.
He oh, that's right. He just produced it. That's right. No, you're right.
What is the other one though? The Pursuit of Happiness. That was a classic.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. He was not nominated for an Academy Award for that. But still not living. And of course he acted in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince, though. All right, how about that? Fresh Prince is a better actor than Will Smith.
They're the same person, man. They're the same.
He's a better rapper.
Do you not know they're the same? They're not different people.
They're the same person, but are they really though? I feel like they're two personas of the same entity.
Yeah, I think what you're really asking is, do you
Fresh Prince kind of has its own soul, its own.
Do you like young Will Smith or older, more mature, who's really an actor, Will Smith? And I agree with you. Yes, I'm going to agree with you. But, you talk about young Will Smith, but then look at movies like Bad Boys, Independence Day, Men in Black. That really was younger Will Smith. Like, I don't like Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith.
That was like middle. No, you don't care for him? Mature, refined.
So
Did you see Welcome to Earth? I didn't see it.
You mean After Earth?
After Earth.
Yeah, that was
but
supposed to
that's
be
the movie where he
terrible.
says "Welcome to Earth."
Yes. Yeah, no, that was supposed to be terrible. I haven't seen any of his recent movies, to be honest with you, because they're just not movies I would watch.
Yeah.
By the way, I want
Not
him to
entirely.
go back to rapping.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm waiting for that new rap album to drop.
America's Ready.
The Freshest Prince.
Oh my god.
Fresher Prince. Like they have Fuller House, the Fresher Prince.
This stuff right
Definitely waiting for that. Did you know? There's a. By the way, there's a like I guess like you call it a documentary. It's like a comical documentary with featuring David Blaine, the famous magician. It's out on Netflix right now, and he goes to famous celebrities' houses and does his magic tricks at their house. And there's one part where he goes to Will Smith's house and does magic tricks for Will Smith and his family, and like I felt the most genuine reactions coming from Will Smith. Like then he goes to like Kanye West's house and Harrison Ford, but I feel like I think Will Smith enjoyed him the most. I think he was truly thrilled by having David Blaine at his house. He does this trick where he takes like a skewer and puts it through his hand. It freaked Will Smith the hell out.
You know, well, he does seem like a very genuinely nice guy, but then it's at that point I remember that he's also a very serious Scientologist, and then I have to wonder, is there really something else going on with this guy? I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't know. Does he have a computer chip like planted in his brain?
Oh
Is
my
that
god,
what you
maybe
mean?
he's being held prisoner against his will.
Oh no, maybe young Will Smith is the Fresh Prince is still trapped inside there somehow.
Oh my god. Get that man some help. All right, good. Well, that one was easy. All right, well, then we'll move on.
But I mean, at the end of the day, Will Smith still has millions and millions of dollars, and I don't think he really cares whether or not we think he's a better actor or
You know,
rapper.
Matt, he'll always be the Fresh
My
Prince in
choice
our
is
hearts.
He'll always be the freshest prince
That's right. All right, Matt, how about this one?
of a town called Bel Air.
Deep space exploration or deep sea exploration?
I've thought about this one many, many times.
Oh, good. All right.
I'm in the slow process of actually changing my long-held stance and long-held belief. I'm in the process of changing it. I'm not fully convinced yet, but if you were to ask me this question even as little as a few weeks ago, I would have gone deep space. I would have chosen deep space exploration. And I still stand firm that the final frontier is outer space. And investment in interplanetary, intergalactic travel and colonization should still be a high priority of all nations. That's really a goal that can unite everybody, like the whole world can come together and kind of like fight for the same goal. I think that's really tremendous. However, I don't really know what made me like, I'm on the slow road to changing, and I'm thinking like undersea exploration could be pretty cool and lucrative at the same time. Because I think there's obviously a lot of our oceans that we haven't, I think they say we've only really discovered like 10% of our Earth, of like what lies in our oceans or something like that. And we're covered by 75%. The planet is covered by, was that that's 75% water?
I think it's within a few percentage points of that.
So there's so much to discover, and we already know that, you know, life is abundant in our seas. So I'm just like, I guess it's not really that I've strengthened my belief in discovering more of the ocean. It's more that I'm kind of getting a little weary of maybe ever finding life in outer space. I'm not even sure if, like, it'll be really cool to someday find that, but I don't like. It seems like by now we should be in contact with somebody.
To be fair, there are other reasons to go to space outside of finding life.
I mean, yeah, the resource mining and stuff.
Well, and just general scientific understanding. you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I still believe that kind of feat is worthy of us. I think either way, whether it's the oceans or outer space, I think it, like I was saying before, the goal is worthy of humanity. I think that it's a goal that humanity can really unify and kind of put our differences aside for that glory, I guess. For that curiosity, really just curiosity.
you basically just described the plot to the movie The Core. And that's good. I don't know if you ever saw
I never
Core.
saw that movie. I heard that it was Garbo.
It's
So
one of my favorite
so-
terrible movies because it's just shitty as hell.
Mhm.
But yeah.
So what is all humanity, like, do they put aside their differences to try to go to the center of the earth?
Get this, Matt. This is the plot of the movie The Core. I don't know why we're talking about this, but the government decides to build an earthquake machine. Stay with me here. Stay with me here. It gets stupider. And because they test the earthquake machine, it stops the Earth's core from spinning, which means the electric field around the planet that protects us from like the bad solar rays, it's deteriorating. And then the sun is going to just destroy, the gamma rays are just going to destroy everything.
Wow.
And so they have all the planet has to get together and use the most bullshit 5-second sign excuses to explain how they build a ship that can go to the center of the Earth because they have to deposit atomic bombs around the center of the Earth and explode them to get it spinning again.
Wow.
And of course, they go down with a crew of like 7, and they all die one by one in dramatic ways until the 2 who are the romantic couple are left at the end, and they save the world. Spoiler.
That sounds even worse than that technique that Superman used in the Superman movie to
where he
send the Earth back in time,
Save
where
Lois
he
Lane?
spins counterclockwise around the Earth to like re-rotate it,
And
that like turns. That's actually even better than detonating atomic bomb. That's wow.
And then you double down on that with the most charismatic leading couple I've ever seen put to film in Aaron Eckhart and Hilary Swank. It's rough. It's rough.
Wow.
So don't ever watch it. But anyway,
Wow.
to get back to what we're talking about, it is an interesting debate. I think we need both, but I think if you have to choose, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say I think that studying the Earth, we don't even know what the Earth is made of. Like, we guess. Like, we're pretty sure what the core of the Earth is, but we genuinely don't know. And I agree that there is so much to explore here. I also theorize that it might be easier to study the stuff here on our own planet simply because it's already here. Like, I'm not saying it's easy, but, like, I don't know. Maybe if we focused on it, we could do it.
It's more practical.
It's more practical. Yeah. But then again, I also agree with the argument that mankind cannot live on Earth forever. That there are limitations a single planet can hold for a constantly growing species. So, but I would agree with you. I'd say my first response would also be to look elsewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, we're running a little short on time, so we're going to move in to the lightning round.
All right, let's do it.
Now I got 10 of them, and they're going to be rapid fire, and so you got a second to think, but then you got to give your answer, and you can give like a little bit of an explanation as to why. But then we're going to move on to the next one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
He's fueled up. All right, here we go. First one: Yahoo or AOL?
AOL.
Any reason why?
The You've Got Mail guy. You've Got Mail.
Perfect. Bring it
awesome.
back.
Classic.
All right, salsa or guacamole?
Guacamole, because it's green.
Because you're not a red guy? You're a green guy?
No, I'm more of a green guy.
So you like Luigi over Mario?
I like the texture, too. Definitely the nice texture. Cool. Yeah, Luigi gets a bad rap, man. It's tough being the younger brother.
It is. Well, and that's perfect to the segue for the next one. Which profession made less sense? Dr. Mario or tennis player Mario?
Definitely the... Oh, wow. Oh wow, that's a tough one. This is the toughest question you've asked so far. Which one made less sense? I'm guessing I'm going to say the tennis one. Tennis Mario made less sense. Now, while Dr. Mario is clearly Mario, I guess he must have. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he somehow found time to get his doctorate in medicine after saving the princess and before going on to have a lucrative tennis career. But I think it's more practical for a short, little, slightly pudgy Italian man to be a doctor. You'd probably see middle-aged Italian man. You'd probably more likely see him as a doctor than as a tennis player. You know how athletic you have to be a professional tennis player? Tremendously athletic.
I tell you, you are wrong on this one. No, it makes less sense that he's a doctor because tennis is a sport you can learn without assuming you have a minimum level of natural ability. I don't think Mario would spend 7 or 8 years in medical school.
How do we not know that? I mean, how do we know he doesn't have his doctorate already? He didn't get it when he was like way younger, and he just never he hasn't really practiced in a while.
I think, and by the way, in the tennis games, no one's claiming he's a world champion. They just claim he plays tennis well enough to beat other tennis players. So I find it more likely that an Italian plumber would casually play tennis on the side than he would become a doctor. That's my only point. But we've got to move on.
I don't know about that. I'm just going by his age and his physique. I think you're more likely to see that kind of a person as a doctor than as
fair enough. I actually agree with that point.
Player.
That's a good point. Matt, how do you like your professional sports played? In a dome or an open air stadium?
I prefer the open air stadium. That's definite. I like it that there's more of a random chance. It has a better, like I'll give you the example of the bird that flew into Randy Johnson's fastball.
That's a great one.
You remember that?
All-time classic.
The bird? Yeah, so like that kind of thing. I mean, birds get into domes, but it's like way more likely that something crazy like that can only happen in an open air stadium. And plus, like everybody, I mean, the whole point of the sports is to enjoy the outdoors.
Oh, it's snow,
no matter
and
what
it's rain, and it's wind, and it's exciting.
Yeah, the elements play a part. We're talking about football, I assume.
Well, it could be any sport.
Baseball kind of gets canceled at like the sign of a drizzle. So, I got to go with the open air right there.
Personally, they got to play more outdoor hockey. All right, next one.
Yeah. Billy
Joel or Billy Idol?
Billy Joel. Billy Joel.
That's an easy one. I should have given you that one. All
right. Yeah.
Broccoli.
You should have done Billy Joel or Billy the Kid.
Billy the what? And you would still not choose Billy Joel?
Cowboy. I think.
Name a better Billy on the planet.
I would still choose Billy Joel.
There is no better Billy.
Billy Madison. Billy Madison.
Nope.
Totally.
Billy Gates.
He's the only one that rivals Billy Joel. But I got to go with Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. Broccoli or cauliflower?
Broccoli. Obama.
Okay.
Why has nobody thought of that?
Broccoli Obama? I'm sure someone has.
Like some kind of SNL character? I don't know. Could be like Obama, but with like hair that looks like a broccoli. I don't know. Anyway, that's something somebody should doodle and send us a picture of. Broccoli Obama. What was the question again?
Broccoli or cauliflower?
Oh, broccoli or broccoli. Broccoli. It's not even cauliflower sucks.
Cauliflower's great.
Like the honeydew of the vegetable kingdom.
Oh my god! Get out of here.
Cauliflower's awful. Yeah, no, cauliflower's a complete waste. It doesn't taste like anything, just like honeydew.
Oh yeah, because broccoli is so freaking flavorful.
It's a waste. It's a big filler waste.
Like broccoli. Okay.
Cauliflower sucks.
We gotta move on. This is rapid fire. Matt, which is the better equestrian sport, dressage or polo?
I'm gonna go with polo. I don't fully understand dressage.
It's fancy
the horses
dancing.
dance. They dance around.
They prance and they
get great. Now I'm gonna go with polo because it's an actual sport. I don't really care for the sports, the judgy sports, like the
Gymnastics
sports
or
that
figure
get
skating?
judged. I don't really care for them. Yeah, because it seems like so much of that comes down to the judges' opinion. A lot of them are corrupt Europeans, and they like will snub their noses at. I feel like at certain athletes for certain reasons that have nothing to do with the sport itself. So I like sports that you don't are the less judgy, the better. The more like pure athleticism, and that's polo. So I'm going to go with polo.
Fair enough.
That being said, I don't fully understand polo at all either. I think it has to do with horses and croquet mallets.
Matt,
That sounds awesome.
you're not the son of a billionaire, so you probably wouldn't. That's okay. That sport's not for you and I.
No.
All right, Matt. Which film director has blown more of their credibility from their great early films to their terrible more
J.J.
recent
Abrams.
films? No, what?
The answer is J.J. Abrams.
He's still making great films. Get out of here. No.
The answer is J.J. Abrams,
No, it's
and
not.
then the second answer is George Lucas. Moving on.
Lucas actually would have been a better than the two I'm going to give you, but
All right, we're
is
the
it
two.
Michael Bay or M. Night Shyamalan?
I don't think. All right, what credibility did Michael Bay ever have?
Bad Boys, Armageddon, The Rock. Not great movies, but they were
Oh,
pretty
wait,
good.
Michael Bay did The Rock?
Yeah, he did The Rock.
That was a great movie.
And even the first Transformers wasn't. I liked it. I didn't. It wasn't that bad.
All right, I'm going to give it to Shyamalan because I think Shyamalan had some really legitimate credibility.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Success,
think that now you know
Unbreakable.
what? I don't know. This is a tough one because I don't really think Shyamalan blew his credibility like everybody says. I mean, I assume the big argument here is the Avatar movie.
No, that's James Cameron.
I think that no, not that. The Last Airbender.
Okay, yes,
Not the blue.
No. But you could
Yeah.
also give Lady in the Water. You can do The Village. A lot of people had problems with. What was his other one that
I
he
like
did
The Village.
recently?
I thought all those movies were fine. I just thought that
Oh, The Happening.
people argument with The Last Airbender. I think that was like I actually like some of the camp of the few that actually like. I think that the big time fans of the show felt let down because that movie was not what they thought it was going to be because it didn't really follow the script of the show. But for like a standalone movie, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't really think there was a whole lot to complain about. Like,
I don't know if it
special effects were really good.
I don't know if it was one movie that really sank it because frankly,
It
Avatar
wasn't amazing.
isn't that mainstream of a property to begin with. Frankly, I mean it's popular, but it's not that mainstream. I think
Exactly.
The problem is you do The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable back to back, two massive successes for which you're critically acclaimed, and then you follow that up with a series: The Village, Lady in the Water, The Happening, Airbender, After Earth. I mean, it's like just nonstop terrible films. That's what kills you. I think Michael Bay, just because he's pumping out sequels. But I think you're right, by the way. I think the answer is George Lucas. So,
Yeah.
I think
Answer C.
the answer is C. All right, Matt. Barbershop or hair salon?
Hair salon. Totally hair salon. I think that they do a better job of. I think they just know hair better. I don't know. Barbershop. Also, I think a barbershop is really unpredictable. I think whenever I go into a hair salon, I know exactly, or I have a pretty good idea that I'm in good hands. If I go to a barbershop for the first time and I don't really know the guy that's there, I think one of two things could happen. Either he gives you a really, really good haircut and he knows what he's doing, or he just shaves your head like with a razor. He just shaves you like almost bald, charges you $20 for it, and that's like kind of it. Sean is pointing to his hair, his crew cut, which I think looks very sharp.
It's better than no haircut at all.
Sharp young man. But with the hair salon, I think that you're less likely to get messed up because I think they're a little bit more delicate.
Yep.
They kind of go at a better. They have a better rhythm. And you could always stop them and be like, no, I want that shorter, or like maybe a little longer on this side. Like, I think the barber is much more like he's going to dive headfirst into it, and you're not going to have time to stop it. So
I agree. All right, Matt, last one. You have a choice to win one. Which do you choose? An Oscar or a World Series?
World Series. Got to go with the World Series. I'd rather win a World Series because I think the after party would be a lot more awesome.
Yeah, but all they do is spray the champagne and beer. They don't have, do they get to drink it? I assume they just sprayed it everywhere.
No, I'm talking about afterwards when the entire city basically riots because like team won a World Series and you get to be on the float in the parade. Well, that's like post riot, but you get to be on the float in the big parade. Like it's so awesome.
Yeah, but Matt, that's a team victory. You're one of many who won it. Then you're forgotten about. Then you're just that guy who won the World Series. When you win an Academy Award. Well, but what if? I mean, I didn't say you were the star player on the team here. Let's assume you were semi-valuable to the win. You don't get the accolades.
Even then, I think like when you went now, this Oscar, is it for like best actor or best? It's best actor, we'll say.
It's best sound mixing.
No matter what it is, there's
different
so many categories that a lot of people are winning awards. Also, like honestly, who remembers your name if you're like you were on the team? Because you could also win as a team. You could win an Oscar as a team. Best costume is often given to a team. Sure. Best sound is often given to a team.
Best picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think for a truly fair comparison, you're saying winning as a team in an Oscar or winning as a team a World Series.
But I would also make the argument that winning an Oscar is a better career move than winning a World Series. And I say that because I believe that when you are signed as a baseball player, it's less important that you've won a World Series. It's more based on your actual performance versus an actor or a director or a screenwriter winning an Oscar is a massive career achievement that I think has more of an impact.
I don't know about that. I think it carries some weight to come from a World Series team. It's not going to, be all end all. Like we're going to get this guy because we're going to pick him up in the off season because he was on a World Series team. But I think that's definitely adds to your resume. Whether or not I think ring gives you a little bit of a push there. Gives you a little bit of moxie in the eyes of gives you a little sway.
Yeah.
But I think for a truly fair comparison here, you got to go like team sport, team effort in winning the Oscar. So both of them are team.
No. I'm
going to say a World Series.
By the way, my original premise was an individual Oscar versus a team World Series. And in that case, I'm taking the Oscar because I want to give my acceptance speech up on the stage. It's all about me. I want to be. Would it rather be World Series champion Matt Mariani or Academy Award winner Matt Mariani? Oh, when you put it that way, actually, the World Series sounds pretty cool. Actually,
I was just going to say, I think that my name was kind of made for baseball, so.
Yeah, well, we'll have Academy Award winner Sean Jennings and World Series champion Matt Mariani.
Yeah, see, your name fits better for the Oscar, I think.
I think it's more like Academy Award audience participant, maybe backstage
audience
usher, valet.
They should give out awards for ushers and the ushers that are in the audience.
And awards. You know who would win the first one? Usher. Yeah. He's a shoo-in. It's in his name. All right, Matt. That's it. We're done with this or that.
Let's do it. All right.
I think we came to a lot of really solid conclusions here.
I think. In the end, if you can't have both, is it this or is it that? Totally going to go with this because I think the grass is always greener on the other side.
Well, wait. If you think the grass,
so you'd rather have this. That.
No, well, that is on the other side. This is what you have, right?
Well, yeah, but it's an expression. Like the grass is not greener.
Oh, so that's what you're saying. So you'd rather have what you have rather than strive for something else.
Yeah, exactly. I'm playing to the metaphor.
All right, you confused me there for a second. All right, I got it though. I got it. Good. All right. Well, Matt, I feel like I learned so much about you. So this has been fantastic. I hope Matt, you enjoyed this. I hope everyone else there enjoyed it as well. Maybe in another 6 months or a year we'll do this or that round 3. But right now we have to conclude because we are out of time. We actually ran a little long, but I think that's okay. We were having fun. I want to remind everybody of a couple things real quick. First of all, we're doing our Winter Movie League all winter long on our website, upfordebatetv.tv/movies, and you can go there at any time. Matt, we actually had our first sort of, our second movie drop out of the running.
Oh, really?
So earlier we had, what was the movie Dan had that got removed?
Was it the Assassin's Creed movie?
No, that's still coming out. Dan had a movie in the lineup that they ended up that wasn't going to get released.
Postponing.
Oh, The Dark Tower.
Yeah, they postponed it. Yeah.
Yeah, so he ended up getting instead Patriots Day, which is the movie starring Mark Wahlberg about the Boston Marathon bombing. But we had a second movie drop out, Matt. Do you remember the cheapest movie of the whole draft, Halle Berry's Kidnap?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We made a lot of jokes about it. The company that made it is going bankrupt, so they're not releasing it.
Okay.
And so Sarah is going to get a new movie, TBD. So it's an exciting year in the league. You're going to want to tune in. We'll update you on the show at Up for Debate TV on Twitter. We tweet every week with the updated figures. And, of course, as I said, upfordebate.tv/movies. Now, on top of that, of course, you can go to our website at any time, upfordebate.tv. We have all the episodes, audio and video, and everything else you'll ever need. If you click the subscribe button up in the corner, it's great because it gives you all the links to the places you can subscribe and follow when we do the show on places like iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and most major podcasting apps. Of course, the video version on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, TuneIn Radio. We're basically everywhere. And, of course, on social media, as I mentioned, Twitter, of course, Facebook as well, facebook.com/upfordebate.tv. And you can email us your thoughts, feedbacks, and comments at upfordebatetv@gmail.com. We will be back next time. I don't know what we're going to talk about. Probably next time or the time after, we'll do our big year-end wrap-up episode.
Yeah.
That is
that time.
Going to depend on the schedule, but keep an eye out for that, where we recap everything 2016. But until then, we're done. So on behalf of Matt, this is Sean, thanking all of you so much for joining us. And there's no or about it. We're hoping we'll definitely see you next time for even more discussion here on Up for Debate.
This and that.
This and that. Up and debate. And 4.
That's not a bad. This and that.
Matt, you can't have it all.